Ladies and gentlemen, I got something I want to share with you, and it might help us to understand why it's such a difficult effort to get people to accept the story about God. But I want to share something with you that you might understand. I was watching a movie tonight, and I saw something that took place that kind of brought something to my immediate awareness. And I considered this to be a useful message. And that is this, ladies and gentlemen. One of the most crucial things, one of the most obvious expressions that reflects how one feel about another is a relationship not necessarily between parents and children or mother and daughter or father and son, but spouse. You know, there's nothing so devastating as a cheating spouse. A cheating spouse. Now, a lot of people never really think about how vicious that is. But once you give it some thought, it is as vicious can be. Now, people who commit adultery, that's what they call it, don't see it like that. But when they open their eyes, they really see it like that. And once you see it like that, as being something that despicable, then you can understand your relationship with God. You see, it's one thing to not know your relationship with God, but it's another thing to discover your relationship with God. In other words, to know that only one God, and that's an invisible God, but to give an authority over the invisible God to another, to give authority over the only God to another, whether it's a government, a man, or another person like Trump. I use Trump because everybody knows what Trump was trying to do. So, in other words, to be claiming to be a child of God means that you are divorced. You are not committing adultery with the world. You got a new perception of life, a new way of life, a new concept, and that's what you're living on and building on, and not the old experience. So, committing adultery, spouse, committing adultery with the world. Now, before some of you get out there and get bold and start talking stuff, I can talk to you about committing adultery. I don't mind telling you how painful it is. I've engaged in adultery, had no idea it was as painful as I have learned it to be. And it is. So I'll tell you, until you recognize and respect it, you will never know what it means to separate yourself from the system of the world. Now, just because you say you know God and you still got your connection with the system of the world, that's like being married and got a girlfriend, or being married and got a boyfriend. There it is. Do something about it.